Guys, women have taken over small screen pehle and abhi OTT space also. And perfect example of this, an amalgamation of this is right now with me on Punjab Kesari Navodaya Times. Hi, I'm Namita Suchdev, and today I have with me Ms. Shikha Makar and Neena Kulkarni ma'am. So आइए उनका स्वागत करते हैं सबसे पहले. Welcome both of you to Punjab Kesari Navodaya Times. It's an honor for me.
Thank you so
much.
Thank you so much.
तो मैं ये चाहूंगी कि पहले तो शिखा आपसे आप कितना इत्तेफाक रखती हैं इस बात से that women have taken over पहले small screen अभी OTT space also?
I think times are changing. वक्त बदल रहा है and taken over तो शब्द शायद मैं यूज नहीं करना चाहूंगी, but I would like to say कि voices बहुत ज्यादा diverse हो गई हैं आज के टाइम पे, जो बहुत अच्छी बात है, जिसमें women के voices भी काफी ज्यादा अब सामने आ रहे हैं. So it's a good time and और भी बढ़े ये. I would love that there is more of it that comes and different groups में ये हमारे सामने आए in terms of the content that we are creating.
What ma'am has to add on and ma'am has to say on that?
Well, I think women have always been taking over everything that is done in the creative field. I mean, I come from a generation when I was directed by women directors and who were also women writers. I mean, Sai Paransky, I did my first television show with her. And then Dr. Vijay Mehta is my guru, in theatre. So women have always been strong in this thing. Of course, there was a time बीच में एक दौर ऐसे आया था जो women गायब हो गई थी, और struggle तो है. struggle मुझे लगता है कि उन दिनों उतना नहीं था जितना कि आज है, because competition बढ़ गई है और they have to be literally कंधे से कंधा, जो जिसके लिए मैं एक्चुअली सहमत नहीं हूँ. हमारा कंधा आपका कंधा, it's like that, but it doesn't happen that way. Shikha would definitely give a very correct answer. तो but वो कहीं कम नहीं है किसी भी चीज. I mean, creativity, technologically, knowledgeable, या फिर I mean, they are human beings, right? Like a man, so they have everything. तो उनको हक भी बनता है कि वो कुछ create करें.
Absolutely, ma'am. So nicely you have explained your part. Shikha, गोंद के लड्डू नाम ही बहुत tempting है. How did you go about like deciding this title? I am mouth watering right now.
I'm glad to know it's your favorite laddu. जैसे आपको पता है कि अनपॉज जो है इसकी ये जो थीम है इस एंथोलॉजी की रिलेट्स टू द पैंडेमिक. एंड जब से पैंडेमिक शुरू हुआ है और हम लोग इस दौर से गुजर रहे हैं, फूड, खाना एक ऐसी चीज है जो एक बहुत ही इंटेग्रल पार्ट बन गया. शुरू में लॉकडाउन्स में खुद बनाना, बहुत सारी नई रेसिपी सीख लेना, एंड ऑल्सो इट्स जस्ट आई थिंक फूड इज अ ब्यूटिफुल थिंग जो बहुत से लोगों को कनेक्ट करता है. इट कैन इवन कनेक्ट स्ट्रेंजर्स. सो इस स्टोरी में ऐसा ही कुछ हो रहा है विच इज वेरी अनएक्सपेक्टेड एंड हैज एन एलिमेंट ऑफ सरप्राइज. सो ये थॉट से कि पैंडेमिक की वजह से हम अपने लव्ड वन से, अपने करीबी दोस्त, रिश्तेदारों, इवन पेरेंट्स जो दूर रहते हैं, अगर आप शहर में रहते हैं, वो छोटे शहर में रहते हैं, नहीं मिल पा रहे हैं, इस तरह की बहुत सारी रियलिटीज के बारे में हम बात कर रहे थे, हम एक्सपीरियंस कर रहे थे. तो इन्हीं सब चीजों से मुझे इंस्पिरेशन मिली ऑफ क्रिएटिंग दिस स्टोरी विच सेंटर्स अराउंड गोंद के लड्डू, विच इज ऑल्सो समथिंग दैट हमारे कल्चर में, हमारी कम्युनिटी में बहुत सी कम्युनिटीज बनाती हैं डिफरेंट रीजन से, जो एक स्ट्रेंथ भी के लिए भी कंसिडर किया जाता है, टेस्ट के लिए भी कंसिडर किया जाता है, और हमारी कहानी में तो वो एक बहुत ही अच्छी कनेक्शन बन के कुछ क्रिएट कर रहा है. सो या दैट्स ऑल.
Shikha was narrating the story to Neena ma'am. What was her reaction?
Actually, पहले script मिली, पहले title I got to know what the title which I fell in love with. फिर script मिली और फिर शिखा ने narrate किया. But I must tell you कि script से कई गुना ज्यादा interesting narrate किया, because she put her own nuances, कि वो क्या चाहती है इससे. Because you read the script, it's an alien thing for you, and you say, okay, it's a sweet concept. तो वो धीरे धीरे बढ़ता जाता है. So I was in the day I spoke to Shikha on Zoom, we met on Zoom. And I just knew I was in.
Oh, very nice. Achha, Shikha, there's a challenge, when a lot of stories are presented in the same plate. If I talk about like an anthology, what are your thoughts? Because not all the stories get the same reaction.
I think yes, you can't have everybody react the same way to the same thing. Whether it's a long form film, चाहे वो feature film हो या web series हो या anthology हो. But मुझे लगता है कि anthology में interesting चीज होती है diversity of ideas. So and because it's a shorter format, so filmmakers अपने level पे थोड़ा ज़्यादा experiment कर सकते हैं, अपने क्राफ्ट को लेके, अपने आइडियाज को लेकर. तो आई मीन इंटेंशन यही रहती है कि पीपल शुड रिलेट, सम पीपल शुड रिलेट टू योर स्टोरी. एंड मेरे लिए तो सबसे बड़ी इंटेंशन ये होती है दैट आई शुड एंजॉय द प्रोसेस ऑफ मेकिंग इट and feel fulfilled with my team. So we had a great time making this film despite restrictions and all of that. हमें मजा आया and I am really hoping that गोंद के लड्डू will leave a sweet taste in everybody's mouth.
It will. ये तो होने ही वाला है. तो मैम मैं ये जानना चाहूंगी like how was working with a young lot of director like Shikha?
Wonderful. I always love it. I mean, अब तो कोई मुझसे बड़े अभी रहे नहीं है ज्यादा जो मुझे direct करेंगे. तो I'm used to working with youngsters, and when it's somebody like Shikha, see, advantage ये होती है अगर writer ही director हो.
Yes.
And in this case, that was what it was. And so that was very interesting for me because she knows so much more than what she would say impart to another director. So that is rare. Women directors milti hai. I get along with all male, female, all directors, and because they are the helm of the ship. You can't insult them. Zyari mujhe jata. Definitely not. So, but because she was a writer, वो कुछ add भी करती थी या कुछ minus भी करती थी. It was like that. So that was very, very interesting. And I think we hit it off right well. And I said, मुझे मत छोड़ना ना. अगर मैं नहीं दे रही हूँ, deliver नहीं कर तो बार-बार मुझसे करवा लो. I will give it to you.
I must ask her like, how about your experience of like directing a seasoned actor like Neena ma'am?
Definitely very, very exciting and very good learning experience also. ये मैं बार-बार ही इस बात को बोल रही हूँ, but it's true that when I thought of Neena ma'am to do this character, I was very excited क्योंकि इसमें अपने तरह से shades हैं, being an older person, but a mix of character traits, being vulnerable, being strong, being a woman, being on your own, and also belonging to a certain generation जिनके सामने अचानक से दुनिया बदल गई है और खूब सारी टेक्नोलॉजी एंड डिजिटल एप्स और ये सब आ चुके हैं. So वो सब mix का I was very excited that to see how Neena ma'am will translate it, and she brought in, I must say, like amazing kind of freshness to the character, and बहुत ऐसे उनके nuances हैं, उनके pauses में, उनके reactions
Absolutely.
कहानी को बहुत interesting कर देते हैं. It makes the character very likable, relatable. You feel like this is everybody's mother, and you also feel like seeing her like an individual जो अपनी दुनिया को बहुत अच्छे से कम्युनिकेट कर पा रही है, क्योंकि टाइम हमारे पास बहुत शॉर्ट है एक शॉर्ट फिल्म में. बट आई थिंक वो जो वर्ल्ड में क्रिएट करना चाहती थी, द कैरेक्टर ऑफ सुशीला जी, वो बहुत ही कन्विंसिंगली और बहुत खूबसूरती के साथ निकल के आया है. आई एम वेरी हैप्पी विद दैट.
आपसे मैं जानना चाहूंगी, what difference does that make when you work in an anthology or a short film, or when you work in a like full-fledged feature film or a web series or a TV serial, whatever I can say?
Yeah, as I said in one of the earlier interviews, I love anthologies. I've also done films, anthology films. I've done 2 films in Marathi. Both of them, I think, one at the national level. And one was directed by one director, but the theme was same. It is called Gandha, which means smell. So, 3 films I was in the 3rd film. It was about various smells. He only had written it. It was an amazing film. The other one I had done was 4 directors. Each had chosen one poem of his liking. Koi bhi ho. Like mine was called Dilenada because he had taken Dilena Tujhe Hua Kya Hai. So so that had become an anthology. So in anthology in films, and now anthology on OTT. I feel, and as an audience, I've watched Unpaused 1 at one go. I love anthologies. I love reading short stories. So mujhe ye genre bahut acha lagta. And I feel for people now, when you're working और आपके पास time span छोटा है देखने के लिए, आप अपने आप को relax करने के लिए, तो ये छोटी जो short stories होती है ना, जो आती हैं on OTT platform, they will be much more relatable. Like he'll say, okay, I'll see these two and then I can watch it later. You don't have to go back to the story. So that's an advantage, I think, definitely. And working patterns are the same, except यहाँ duration कम थी, बस जल्दी खत्म हो गया, बाकी कुछ नहीं.
Absolutely. अच्छा, जैसे मैंने भी कहा ना शिखा कि since you are also the writer of the story, so that makes a huge difference. According to you, what difference does that make when a director has his own idea or own story which he or she has written, and if he has taken it from another director?
You mean another writer?
Another writer, I'm sorry. Huh?
I haven't directed in long format. I do ad films, which are they're also, you know, ad films are the intention of TV ads is mostly to sell a product, to, you know, bind the communication to the product eventually. So वो एक different experience होता है. इसके अलावा जो भी long form and short form films मैंने की हैं वो मैंने खुद ही लिखी हैं. So I honestly don't have this experience. I think I'm a person who likes to do the whole process from writing, directing, and I also edit, you know, sometimes.
Yeah.
So मेरे लिए वो holistic, शायद I'm a over-indulgent director. मेरे लिए वो हर process का part होना बहुत जरूरी होता है, because I work with that kind of clarity.
Absolutely. मैम अगर मैं आपकी बात करूं, हम आपको इतने वक्त से देख रहे हैं, आप इतना अच्छा परफॉर्मेंस के साथ, इमोशंस, एवरीथिंग कम्स आउट वेरी वेल. आप अपने इनिशियल डेज के बारे में क्या मिस करते हो? बिकॉज अभी बहुत सारे चेंजेस हो चुके हैं. इफ वी टॉक अबाउट सिनेमा, a lot of new things have happened.
No, that would happen to a person who's taken a break. I've never taken a break. I've just gone with the flow. As I grew older, मुझे older roles मिलना शुरू हो गए. As I grew even older, I got even older roles. So I have gone from the age of 16, 17 when I first started, and relentlessly मैं वो कर रही हूँ. So I've grown into the industry, you know. So that time you don't really, you take the changes for granted. You know that, you know there are going to be changes. I remember during plays, there was a time, because plays I was doing with my gurus, you know, who were older than me, who were institutions in their own. They were the ones directing. They became my gurus because I learned from them. But there was a time when younger directors started asking me for plays, to do acting plays. And yes, that time there was a little bit of a struggle. They are less, you know, maybe experienced than I am. और ये अभी मुझे बताएंगे तो थोड़ा सा वो दिमाग में आ गया था, the devil part of that each one of us carries. But so that was the only time. But then what happened? Then I became even more choosy. तो जो मुझे आता था उसमें मैं इतना वो देख के करती थी. In plays you have to already do that. You can't just take up every play. Conviction होनी चाहिए. Then whichever younger directors got amazing subjects to do. That was when I was completely sold on it. So eventually it comes down to what is being offered to you, you know? Then it doesn't really matter whether the director is older or younger or whatever. Because what is being offered to you has to be so challenging. And if that person is offering it to you, that means he knows what he or she knows what they asking for. So that struggle only happened that time. This is sometime maybe in the 80s. You know, I said, oh God, now I'm going to work with these guys, you know, like पहले लल्लू पंजूस एक होता है ना अपना. मैं भी जवानी थी इससे ज्यादा तो ने.
Absolutely, आपने सही कहा मैम. शिखा, मैं अगर आपके ग्राफ की बात करती हूँ, like bachelor girls, जैसी कोई नहीं, you have always come up with some like thoughtful issues related to women, है ना? So how do you see women or status of women in the industry in the current scenario?
Industry is so wide, diverse. नॉर्थ की इंडस्ट्री है, साउथ की है, रीजनल इंडस्ट्रीज भी बहुत सारी हैं. I have started feeling that time is really interesting right now. I find it very interesting because एक तरफ बहुत empowering personalities, empowering journeys हम experience करते हैं, दूसरी तरफ हम कुछ fights भी देख रहे हैं जिनको final conclusions नहीं मिल रहे हैं. So it's all a mixed bag at this moment, but it is definitely एक progressive. आप और मैं बैठे हैं, नीना मैम बैठी हैं, you know, and we are able to openly express our views. So I think उस पे में एक अच्छा position है, personally speaking for me. And I am only hoping कि और interesting और diverse voices बाहर आ सकेंगी, where we are able to show more realities जो अब तक पर्दे पे नहीं देखी गई हैं. हम वो stereotypes उसको और ज़्यादा break करके बाहर आ सकेंगे. That is what I would love to do myself also.
Definitely, very nice. One more question from Neena ma'am. What do you think, like, do you learn anything from the young lot of actors and directors like Shikha?
All the time. वरना मैं उनके साथ काम ही नहीं कर पाती. If I come with like, अरे मैं सब जानती हूँ. No. I learn. See, main thing is technology. I come from a generation where this kind of technology was not there. छोड़ो बात, there were not so many mediums. There was only plays and there was films. फिर जाके, and there were documentaries. फिर जाके channels आ गए. फिर जाके, so television was born in India in front of me. So I come from that generation, so they have a lot of. We don't know technically that much, In fact, Gonke do deals with that on a little bit small, sweet level also. Okay, as much as they know, we don't. That's why, I mean, if somebody tells me go and direct something, I won't be able to, because I'm not technically as savvy as they are, and neither do I have the aptitude to now sit and learn. iPhone learn kar liya, bahut ho gaya. Zoom learn kar liya. I'm quite savvy on social media. Mere liye bahut hai. It's a lot for me. I love that part, that I'm technically savvy. Because I have friends who are not even like that. They're still struggling with just coming on WhatsApp or something like that. So I love working with younger people. See, they also take you for a certain, they have a certain vision of you as an actor, which again is very interesting for me to explore. And नए subjects आते हैं, नए लोगों के साथ काम करना मिलता है. I like it. I really enjoy it.
And there's so much we get to learn from you as an actor, as a person, I must say. So at the end, Shikha, what are your takeaways working with ma'am?
She's tired of saying it now.
Yeah, it's the same question that so many people have asked, but I understand. आप भी जानना चाहेंगी. I think एक बहुत ही senior and like a legendary actor like Neena ma'am के साथ काम करने में I really enjoyed it, and I would also say कि मेरे लिए भी बहुत अच्छा एक learning experience था. मेरे लिए सिर्फ incomplete feeling यही है कि बहुत छोटा experience था. I wish it was a feature film where हम और भी दिन गुजारते अपने साथ, और if I write, which I will definitely looking forward to with her again sometime soon. Because the experience comes with something. It's also very interesting कि आज की कहानी मैंने लिखी है, so what she has brought on table, मैम ने इसको कैसे interpret किया है. कहानी बहुत simple है, बहुत universal है. We are all humans, a human and a woman is a mother in the story, and उनकी भी कुछ छोटी मोटी difficulties हैं जिनको वो circumvent करना चाह रही हैं, but वो एक पूरी universe को to bring alive that universe, a good actor like her, it was like really amazing to watch. That उन्होंने पूरा अपना atmosphere, अपना घर कैसे control में रख के उसको portray किया. It's fun. It is fun. It was fun, great learning, and I'm very, very happy and honored that she was part of my film.
I'm too happy that I could work with you.
चलते चलते मैं ये जरूर पूछूंगी शिखा आपसे कि like violence on women, if we see, has like increased or like raised quite a bit during the lockdown. So is there any topic or subject on the cards for you in future also?
See, I definitely love dealing with subjects related to women, and it's unfortunate that इस तरह के gender violence incidents हुए हैं, हो रहे हैं. I hope they'll come to a stop. I am working in a non-fiction format. Was again a subject, women-oriented subject, which again I can't talk much about, but it is really about autonomy. I think ये बहुत ज़रूरी है कि women क्या चाहती हैं, what we want in terms of controlling and being assertive about yourself as an individual and your sexuality. बहुत ज़रूरी है उस बात को ज़ाया करना, voice करना आज के time पे जहाँ पे बहुत open conversations भी हो रही हैं and also acceptance ज़्यादा है. और अभी भी बहुत लोग बात नहीं करते हैं, with uncomfortable. So I want to try and do a film which is allowing greater autonomy to women in the choices that they make.
Very nice.
It will take some time. It's again a non-fiction format, but I'm definitely doing that, and that has got inspired by pandemic.
Definitely. If ma'am has to add something on that.
No, I just see these kind of things, when the youngsters of today are so sure, all of you, you're young. So you know what you want because the choices that you have got while growing up. choices, हमारी दुनिया छोटी थी, हमारा imagination ज़्यादा था. आप लोगों के सामने सच्चाई इतनी बड़ी है that all you have to do is choose from that. Like what Shikha's choosing is autonomy of of women and of human mankind, I would say, on that level. So I find that fascinating because one thing I never had was ambition. Both I make because an actor basically is so dependent on scripts.
Yes.
I mean, a script, what does an actor do? It's reels also depends on film songs and everything. So he's a very dependent, but he can't work in isolation. An actor cannot work in isolation. He needs that. So when I see this, I find this really fascinating. I mean, wow. I'm so lucky that I can still work with you guys.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. It's wonderful.
Thank you.
Both of you. Thank you so much.
Amazing.
So much, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye.